I don't think the things that you find interesting are random. And that's just something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I really feel like the stuff that we find interesting are not just there for no reason. For example, like let's just say you're a painter and suddenly out of nowhere you have an interest in physics or car detailing or writing. And you might be like, that's so weird. I'm a painter. I've classified myself as a painter. I cannot like other things. Whatever. You might think a million different things. I don't have time for that. How am I ever going to do that? Yada, yada, yada. We come up with millions and millions of excuses to run away from these interests that come out of nowhere, but suddenly we're like, oh, that's so cool. That's so interesting. That would be so fun to do. That would be so cool to do with my friends. That would be so cool to do on my own. I don't know. There are certain things that just come up into our minds as like, oh, that's such an interesting thing to do. That seems so fun. And I don't think those things are random. I feel like when we have certain interests come up, there are like little doorways. They're like doorways to a new path. Like you're a painter, you're interested in physics, and suddenly you allow yourself to feed into that interest and you go after it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that maybe you're going to be a physicist now. But there's something in that that's going to lead you to what you will eventually do. And that's why I think they're like doorways, these little interests of ours. They're not there for no reason. But if we never open the doorway, we'll never get to the thing that we're actually meant to do. So that's why I think these interests are our intuition, guiding us to these things that we are actually meant to do. And the more we ignore them, the more we're delaying our dreams. It's been on my mind a lot lately. I mean, I feel like I'm very much like that. Suddenly I am interested in new things all the time. And I love that about myself. I mean, I have so many different interests. Like, I love acting. I also love singing. I love editing videos and so many different. I love quantum physics. Like, there are just cool things. I love jazz. Oh my God. I love jazz. I love swing dancing. There's a lot of things that are just fun for me. And I used to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's like so many things that I find interesting. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, hello? And the more I've been allowing myself to dive into these interests, the more it's been like liberating a creative energy within me to create more and to try these things and see what happens. Just see what happens with them. You know? There's one that I've been interested in producing music for like many, many years, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I ever gonna fucking make time for that? Last summer, I started teaching myself for a while, then I just stopped. I started doing other stuff. But it's something that doesn't go away. That's what's interesting to me is that the things that we find interesting and intriguing and something inside of us is like, oh my God, this would be so fun. They're usually things that just never go away. It always just comes back. It always just comes back. It's like something inside of you is like, oh, hey, what about that thing? What about that thing that you were interested in? What about that? And that is so interesting to me. I know that means something. Like, if it wasn't meant for you, it would not keep coming back into your mind. Like, hey, what about that one thing that you found interesting and you never really engaged in it? You know? It's something that I don't want to ignore when it comes up in me, and I hope that you don't either. Your interests, the things you desire, are more powerful than you think they are. They're going to lead you to who knows what. But that's the magic of life. We shouldn't ignore stuff that lights up our eyes. We shouldn't ignore things that give us so much fun, so much joy. It's so easy to find millions of excuses. That's such an easy thing to do. But to feed our soul and our heart is the most powerful thing we can do.